Meanwhile, the battle in Panjshir has intensified. The Taliban is inching closer to taking over the Panjshir Valley. 5 out of the 7 districts of Panjshir have now fallen into the hands of the Taliban. The district of Kenj is where the National Resistance Forces are stationed, and the battle is, of course, ongoing for the capital of Panjshir province, that is Bazarak. The Taliban has taken over the roadway leading into the valley. Communication lines in and around the valley have also been cut off, and people have been fleeing from the valley in search of refuge. And our correspondent Anas Mallick, in fact, travelled to the Panjshir Valley and has sent us this ground report. Take a look.
The sign that you read behind me, it says goodbye Kabul. Beyond this it's another 100+ kilometers till the valley of Panjshir. To be precise, 102 kilometers. It takes about 2.5 hours from this point to get to the valley of Panjshir.
Now, from the Kabul border, Anas Mallick in fact travelled to the town of Charikar in the Parwan province. The 1.5-hour drive shows the deserted streets with almost no people out on the roads. There were several checkpoints with the Taliban manning them. The entire lane is, of course, controlled by the Taliban, and this closely guarded city has a significant crossroad. When one road leads to Panjshir, the other one, in fact, goes straight to the Bagram airbase.
Where I'm standing, it's in Charikar in Parwan province, en route to Panjshir. To the right, the place that leads to is where the negotiations between the Taliban and the Panjshiri men were taking place. To my left is the way that leads to the Bagram Air Base. The Bagram Air Base that was recently handed over to the Afghan forces and is now being controlled by the Taliban. To the right is Charikar, where negotiations between Panjshiri militia and the Taliban were taking place, which now stand at a pause, and the reason that has led to the resumption in fighting.
Now, roughly about 30 minutes from Charikar and nearly 2 hours from Kabul lies the district of Jabal-e-Siraj in the Parwan province. It is surrounded by high peaks of mountains, and it is a historic village in Afghanistan. This place is known for the anti-Soviet resistance. It houses a famous and also a unique graveyard known as the Red Army Tanks Graveyard. So it's a brown, rugged landscape that is strewn with the decaying tanks and equipment that was abandoned by the Soviets back in 1989 at the end of their decade-long failed invasion of Afghanistan. This place is famously known as the graveyard of the Soviet tanks.
On the highway from Kabul to Panjshir is a place called Jabal-e-Siraj. It's roughly 2 hours from Kabul. The place is known as the graveyard of Russian tanks. Tanks like these can be found here in abundance. This is the same place that has seen and witnessed immense and intense firing just in the past few days. Both the Panjshiri side and the Taliban have suffered major losses over here. This place is now under the control of the Taliban.
And after departing from Jabal-e-Siraj, WION, of course, travelled to Shatul, the village that lies at the entrance of the Panjshir Valley. This route to the village lies on the banks of the Panjshir and Rocky Mountains on the other side. The Taliban forces have closed in on the village. Scores of vehicles with armed Taliban have lined up till the entry gate of the valley. Our correspondent Anas Mallick, in fact, got off on the road and spoke with some of the Taliban fighters to find out what, in fact, was unfolding on the ground at Panjshir.
او دغه محله د شتل سیمې چې د پنجشیر ولایت د ولسوالۍ ده شتل اولنۍ ولسوالۍ ده دغه یو سیمه ده او تیر ورځ دغلته دښمن وو او دلته مجاهدینو ورسره جګړه کې ښکیل وو او بالاخره د مسلمانانو د اسلامي امت په همکاري او دغه په حل او په هڅو هان باندې دغه سیمه فتح شوله. اوس دغه سیمه تر اندي ولایت پورې الحمدلله د مجاهدینو په ولکه کې ده. دا مجاهدین د مختلفو ولایتو مجاهدین دي، ځینې د قندهار او د هلمند او د کندوز او د پروان او د کاپیسا د مختلفو مجاهدین دي او الحمدلله مجاهدینو ته د دښمن له طرف نه څه خاص تلفات هم نه دی رسېدلی او الحمدلله په بریا کې روان دي او د دښمن د کومې هغه مهمې او سختې سیمې چې وي د مجاهدینو په ولکه کې دي او الحمدلله مجاهدینو ته خاص ضرر هم نه دی رسېدلی مشکل هم نه دی رسېدلی او بالاخره موږ دغه عام ولس په اړه باندې نظر د خپلو مشرانو او د عمراو له طرف نه دا دی چې کوم خلک د دغې علاقې د پنجشیر ولایت اوسېدونکي دي دو ته زمونږ څنګه د امیر المؤمنین شیخ هبت الله اخونزاده صاحب حفظه الله ورعاه هغه څنګه عمومي عفو اعلان کړې ده اوس هم ورته عفو سته چې دوی خپل هغه ته راسي.
السلام علیکم. زما نوم چې دی محمد ادریس دی د کندهار د ولایت د سپین بولدک د ولسوالۍ دا ټول مجاهدین دي دلته زموږ سره دي الحمدلله د څلور جيش ولایتو مجاهدین سره دي نو دلته ولایت پنجشیر ته روان یو په وطن روان کړی دي مجاهدین ډیر زیات په اندازه ډیر زیات مجاهدین کړي دي نو اوس موږ ورځو ولایت کار خلاص ان شاء الله خالي تصفیه کو اوس تصفیه روان مجاهدین نورم ډیر زیات را روان دي ډیر زیات کړي دي.
ये कौन सी जगह पे हम खड़े हुए हैं अभी और कितना दूर है पंजशेर के शहर से?
पंजशेर چې دی نږدې دی تقریبا نیم غنټه مزال پاته دی نور पंजशेर ان شاء الله نږدې دی पंजशेर دره ده.
Now, the Taliban have claimed to have taken over the valley. As you heard, they say that they'll be reaching the headquarters of the provincial capital, Vilayat Panjshir. The claim has not been confirmed so far, and as per reports, the battle for Panjshir is still on, but the Taliban has gained significant territory, and it is only a matter of time that this battle could, of course, come to an end. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.